Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to OnyxEarth Tarot. Everything you need to know about me is in the description box below. So, we normally do pick a card readings on this channel. So, if you're interested, please go check those out. But right now, we're focusing on the zodiac signs, and it could be your sun, moon, rising, dominant, whatever you normally use for these not pick a card. I do those so much that I can't stop saying it. But for those zodiac sign based readings. So here it's going to be general. We do get specific here. We typically get very specific situations and variations of them. But it typically can apply to like just career. We've gotten a lot of career so far. We've gotten a lot of finance so far, a lot of love. And I do have an oracle specific for love if you're interested. If not, we still get lots of details that don't relate to love. And sometimes I tweak those cards to see messages that may relate to love and other things as well. So I'm gonna dive right in. I'm shuffling your tarot cards. I want to make sure they're extra shuffled. Even though I did reset from my last reading. Let's go. Okay, Sagittarius, what's going on with you? High Priestess. Right away, another one. And we'll just take this one that came with it. Knight of Blades and Ten of Coins. So that just came from the same placement as Scorpio. So you may be coming back. At the bottom, we have the Six of Elixirs. So lots of past energy resurfacing, dreams. I'm going to title yours dreams, something related to that, because you've got the High Priestess, which is kind of that subconscious energy. I kind of associate it with Pisces. I don't remember if that's the official meaning, but that would be 12th house. And Six of Elixirs is dreams. It's the past. It's soul ties, past lives, things of that nature. Even youth and childhood, right? So memories and things that need to be healed. So lots of things resurfacing for you, Sagittarius, which makes sense because I see that with that Ten of Coins being the last card in that placement, there's a foundation, right, that you're setting or have begun to set for your future to start a family, etc. Like a financial, I don't want to say a windfall. It could be for some of you, but like you stabilize financially enough to where you can see now, okay, I'm definitely going to be able to have a family within X amount of time. And with that Six of Elixirs, there's some past, I don't want to say trauma, but just because it's not all bad, right? Trauma is affiliated with negative energy, but there's some past experience, past processes, past things in general that you're going to have to reflect on, things that are going to surface, things that you're not necessarily cognizant of, that you do, behaviors you have, thought process that you have that are limiting you in your ability to take that leap to that Ten of Coins. And with that Knight of Blades in the center, it's all going to become very clear. You're going to be actively exploring these hidden, quote unquote, aspects of yourself so that you can make that leap into that Ten of Coins energy, which I do see you expanding. Again, you're ruled by Jupiter, the planet of expansion. So 100% you're down for this evolution that is occurring, but it is occurring. And but for you, whereas a lot of the other signs were kind of evolving and headed forward in their futures from a perspective of just growing, maybe because expansion is so natural for you, yours seems to be sourced from a place of a deep dive within to explore all of your limiting beliefs, outdated thought processes, behaviors, tasks that you complete consistently that actually are in the way and that are stopping that growth. So like you're gonna start paying more attention to like childhood friends that you interact with, like family members, parents, grandparents, the way that they perceive money and assets. You're going to start paying attention to like the things that you were taught about money, things you were taught about working, things you were taught about raising children, and you're going to really be evaluating whether or not that's going to work for you going forward. And some of it, because your roots are still who you are at your foundation, what you were taught, how you were taught, some of it you're taking with you, but a lot of it is going to go away once you decipher through and realize what it is. So I'm going to dive right into this Moonology deck because I really loved, and I want to say that in me resetting it at the bottom, look at the bigger picture. Your card, a lot of signs. Let me see if I can get it to clear up a little bit. Okay, look at the bigger pictures at the bottom before I shuffle. Which is interesting in me talking about you really being in your mind about where you want to be and who you want to be. So I'm gonna get some cards here just to see more, but like I said, I see lots of prosperity, lots of growth, the development of assets to the point where if you want a family, you'll get a family. But it that is not how you're seeing it, Sagittarius. You're which is not like you. So you're really in an era of evolution internally because you're more expansive, expressive, wanting to learn and grow externally. Not saying that's all you, but that's how that sign is typically what's the word I'm looking for? Expresses. That's the natural expression of that sign. But I'll take this card. Confidence is your key to success, right? That's good. Oh, I dropped this one. Have faith in your dreams. I'm definitely going to name this something related to dreams. And there's one poking out. A time for healing. Everybody's healing. Makes sense though, given the state of the world, and your commitment is being tested first quarter moon. So let me slide these in your view so that you can see. Yeah, it's basically a situation, Sagittarius. Like I said, that deep dive that you're doing, that healing of the past, that maneuvering through your thoughts and why you think the way that you do, why you behave the way that you do, and how that's going to work as you start a family and have children, as you try to make more money and such. It's like this is happening because of possibly some type of stagnation or some hardship coming in. That, and when I say stagnation or hardship, people panic. Oh my gosh, things are going crazy. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying something, it could be as simple as something just feeling off, right? Sometimes you work and you get to a good place and you're like, it just still doesn't feel quite right. That could be you. And you know, that is your commitment being tested. Is this what you actually want? Now you have to explore yourself internally to see if where you are currently, the direction you're taking is where you want to be, or if you're going to have to pivot to an equally as successful path, but just a more fulfilling one. That's what's going on with you, Sagittarius. But the reality is, whatever path you're on, whatever you're doing, whatever it is that's driving you to reevaluate whether or not you need to evolve to enjoy it. You know, confidence is your key to success. Have faith in your dreams, right? You can do whatever it is you want. This will work if you want it to work. But if you don't want it to work, now's the time to pivot. So that is what I'm seeing for you, because I feel like you're kind of looking for the meaning of life, looking for the meaning of things, with this withdrawal energy, this reflecting in the Six of Elixirs, on your past, who you are, where you've come from. Because I am seeing for some of you that it is a bit of a struggle that's leading you to reflect on your past and where you've come from, because it's a more of a perseverance tactic for you. Like, I came from here and I've already made it this far. Like, there's no turning around. I'm not going to allow one temporary setback to break me. That's the mentality I'm getting for a lot of you Sagittarius. And that's a good way to be, because you have made it very far. But there's some things in you persevering and pushing through that you haven't addressed yet, with that High Priestess, with that time for healing, Six of Cups. There's some ghosts from your past walking with you that you haven't quite acknowledged. So in your confidence, in your faith, you have to be open and honest with yourself about whatever that past hidden energy is. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and shift to these romantic based oracle cards in we're probably going to get non-romantic messages from them as well. And if there's nothing going on in your love life, Sagittarius, we just won't talk about it because there won't be anything to talk about it, because we don't force that on this channel. But we do like to see if that's something that exists, or if that's something that could be a priority for you currently. And because I mean, we're already talking about a family, but right now it seems more like preparation and building and healing and being in the space to eventually have and nurture children, and financially able to enough to support family. Like, that's where you are right now, Sagittarius. And you know, deprogramming any toxic beliefs you have, just things like that. That's where you are. So let's go ahead, and I want to make sure I shuffle this really well, because even though the messages are not like exactly the same for a lot of you, I know you all have like multiple placements, so you're gonna pick like multiple ones, but like I feel like I got a lot of cards that were duplicating across readings, and this is a fairly large deck. So I mean, there's one. And this is one of the cards that came through. So I don't know why y'all are all living scandalous lives. Love triangle. So let me go ahead and pull more. And I say scandalous, but that love triangle does not have to be like a person. It could simply be I have a card in my hand and I won't look at it yet, but because I don't want to forget my point, but it could be, like I told some of the other signs that you may have those placements as well, that you and a partner may have love triangle with your or their career, right? Drive for success. And we talked about children and starting a family. Okay, I guess I'll just take these two since they both are poking out. Marriage, happily ever after. Okay, so this is exactly what I'm talking about. So this is nice. This is nice. So you're gonna have to decide. Okay, toxic love, smooth sailing. So that's what this healing and addressing the past has to do with. So those of you in romantic connections, let's start there. Married, otherwise, whatever. Romantic connections, you're in one. So you've hit a patch where it's been difficult. You have traits, learned behaviors, learned ways of based on observation of your possibly family, maybe friends, anybody, but like you've seen a lot of toxic things that are not healthy ways of interacting with a romantic partner and just people in general, and you're kind of showing signs of being that same way as you observe growing up or through your past experiences, and it's a no-go for this partner. It's a no-go. So that is what you're having to work forward with, because if you're married already, like, you're gonna have to make that adjustment before you lose your partner, right? That is the love triangle, those behaviors, you wanting to cling to your upbringing. That is the third party in this love triangle. You clinging to the way you taught, like, this is how we raise children in my family, right? Things like that. So you're going to have to work through that if you're married, and really reevaluate whether or not that's effective, because that's a common mistake people make when they get married. Is like, they don't necessarily talk about how they're going to handle children, and then they have children and there's like conflicting beliefs on how to handle them. So that's rough. You're going to have to work through that, especially if you are the toxic person here that is kind of being a little rough with your partner and or the children, or even if it's them, you're gonna have to work that out. Yeah, because with parental love, like, that's the thing, like how you were raised, how they were raised, how you plan to raise your children. And even if you're not you don't have children, that's just something that you need to work through before you do. That's a theme right now for you, Sagittarius, is knowing how you're going to handle your children, how you're going to co-parent with your partner. Not like people say co-parent like separate, but like how you're going to come together and raise your children and such. With those of you that are single, the whole point of this deep dive is very similar to those people that are in committed situations. You just have the blessing and the luxury of being able to do it alone before involving another person, because it's less drama, right? It's smooth sailing because you're doing the work by yourself. So by the time you encounter the person that you think you want to marry, or the person you want to be with long term, you're going to have already healed some of that trauma. So you're not going to engage them in a hostile way, or in a way that they don't want to be handled. You're not going to be having the mentality of wanting to treat the children the way you were treated coming up. You know what I'm saying? Like you will already have worked through some of that. There'll be issues, but like all couples have issues. It won't be like the people that are currently married or getting married, or that are in a committed situation with children, or just a committed situation without children, where they're having to learn how to deprogram themselves or maneuver through this past energy while still maintaining a relationship with someone else. Honestly, those of you in romantic connections may need a break just for your own healing, so that you don't ruin the relationship, or that the partner doesn't ruin the relationship. Because even if you are, because I'm reading you, Sagittarius, excuse me, but it doesn't mean that your partner is pure and innocent and perfect, and that you're just this horrible person. That's not what I'm saying at all. You actually may be mirroring each other. Like you both have like some toxic traits. It's toxic love, right? It's not just you. It's not just them. It's both of you, and the way you're handling each other is not appropriate, and it's not healthy. But yeah, there's some deprogramming that needs to happen. But I realize I never read the cards. But toxic love says a love interest will seem to bring out the worst in you, but you can't seem to stay away from each other. So see, that's the type of energy. And love triangle is getting caught in a love triangle causes heartache. Don't wait around for them to pick you. Get yourself out. So again, those unhealthy patterns, addictions, things of that nature could be the third party here. In parental love, there's some codependency as well. It says there's a parent and child role dynamic in this relationship. Learn how to meet your partner as an equal. So again, some with that past energy, there's someone that's underdeveloped in the connection, someone that needs to be overly nurtured, and someone that needs to be overly controlling. You know what I'm saying? Like there's an unhealthy dynamic between you and your partner, if you have one, Sagittarius. Just because it's like, could be an age difference or what, but working through those things, right? That's why you have smooth sailing underneath that. Once you kind of work through it, go to therapy, get some counseling, some couples counseling, and it should be good, because you got married followed by happily ever after. It's a rock solid situation. There's just some trauma to work through, that everything's gonna be fine after. Okay. Those of you in connections, and those of you that are single, right? You've got some trauma to work through within yourself before not necessarily saying you can't be with anyone as you work through that. That's not what I'm saying at all. And I don't want to make it seem as though I'm implying that. It's just, know that this is a journey, and that as you work through it, when you eventually find a partner, you're going to still be working through these things, but it's going to be fine as long as you acknowledge the work you're doing, and that person acknowledges the work that they're doing. But again, I see marriage, I see happily ever after, I see smooth sailing. Okay, so your love life is fine. You just need to heal, not for the sake of your love life, really for the sake of yourself, right? Your love life becoming much more healthier is just the side effect of your self-love and the way you see yourself and interact with other people just being healthier. So I'm gonna wrap this baby up. I'm going to pull from this oracle deck. I say that it's advice, but I don't know that it is. We're just going to see what the final messages to close out Sagittarius are. Yeah, let's see. Sagittarius. I'm going to take that one. Commitment to happiness. See? And you've already been doing the work. Receive healing. And I feel, I've been shuffling these decks, but I feel like it's just coming through. Lots of crown chakra energy, though. Lots of crown chakra energy. You may be big on rainbows. with that rainbow energy and those two cards you have. But I mean, you've been working towards happiness for some time. Like, that's why you're at the point of acknowledging that, okay, now it's time to sit with myself to see what the final aspects of me are that are holding me that back from that contentment, right? And you're realizing that it's more healing due, because receive healing is slanted left, that's coming in. You're realizing that it's a time to heal. You need to go into that Six of Cups energy, like you know what it is that you need to do, and this is your confirmation, Sagittarius. So you're gonna be fine. You've got the marriage card, you've got happily ever after, you've got smooth sailing, you've got commitment to happiness. Like, you're fine, Sagittarius. So that is all I have for you today. If this resonated, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.